Right, our final objective in this section is graphing lines by using the slope in the y-intercept. And you probably remember this from some past class. Y equals mx plus b is called slope-intercept form of the line because it gives you the slope and the y-intercept. Right? If you have a lines equation written like this, y equals something times x plus something, the something that's multiplied by x is the slope of the line, and the number that's added or subtracted is the y-intercept. And this makes life really easy. Here, I know my slope is 3/5 and my y-intercept is -7. Technically, the y-intercept is the point 0, comma, -7, but I think that's almost a silly distinction. Just it's going to cross the y-axis at -7. And then the slope is 3/5. Remember that slope represents rise over run when you're going from one point to another on the line. So if I want to get from here to another point, I want to go up 3 and then over 5. And that's how you describe that fraction too. You'd say 3/5. So it's a fairly natural transition there. I'm going to start at this point and go up 1, 2, 3, and then over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that'll give me the next nice point on the line, and that's all I need. Okay, if I've got a point to start at, which is how you want to think about the y-intercept, and you know how steep the line is, that's all the information we need. Now, if we were to have done this by hand, we would have put in 0 for x, and that would have killed this term off, and we would have ended up with -7, and that's exactly what we've got there. So don't bother with this, just go straight to the -7. Boom. The next number we would have put in would be the number in the denominator there. We would have put a 5 in. And when we multiplied 5 times 3/5, we'd cancel out the 5s, and we get 3 minus 7, which is -4. And no surprise, this is the point, 5 comma -4. So by using the intercept and the slope, we end up with exactly the same points we would have had we done the table. We just don't have to do the work to get those points. Sometimes they're going to throw equations at you that aren't in the correct quote-unquote form. We think about y equals mx plus b. We want the, sorry, I'm pointing at something that's not there anymore. We want the x term to be first. We can rearrange it, just make sure it keeps its sign. The 1/2 is negative, so -1/2 x, and the 5 is positive. So we start at +5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and our slope is -1/2. So we go down 1 over 2, negative down, 1 over 2. So starting here, over down 1 over 2, and if those points aren't far enough apart, you can just keep going with that same slope, down 1 over 2, and that'll give you points that are far enough apart to be a little more confident that you get your line going in the right direction. Let's do just a couple more. Here we got y equals negative, well, first of all, it's written f of x, but remember f of x is just exactly the same as y, so this is no different. The only difference between this and the ones we've looked at is we've got a whole number for slope here, but that's easy. If you want to write a whole number as a fraction, just write it over 1. So we're going to start at 5, boom, and then we're going to go down 2 over 1. So down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, etc. There's going to be a problem you'll run into in my math lab where going down and over the number that you should is going to put you right off of the graph. So you can also go the other direction. You know it's going to be down 2 over 1 on this side. That means it's going to be up 2 over 1 on the other side. Okay, so you can get your points on the left side or the right side. You know that line's supposed to be going downhill because it's got a negative slope. The other thing you're going to run into occasionally here is a situation where your line is not given to you in slope-intercept form. This one is in what we call standard form, but it's fairly easy to get from here to slope-intercept form. Subtract 3x from both sides, and you'll get 2y is equal to -3x plus 10. Right, just move it to the other side, change the sign, however you think about that, and then go through and divide all 3 of those by 2. Now we've got y equals -3/2 x plus 5. I'm sorry, that's 3 examples in a row that all have 5 as the y-intercept. That's not good variety. But Go to your y-intercept, which is positive 5, and then down 3 over 2. Down 3 over 2 puts us there. Down 3 over 2. Okay, that's all there is to it. Graphing by using the slope and the y-intercept.